system in place to keep us in chains. By show of hands, who else is sick and tired of the same? 1% trying to keep us small, trying to keep us from getting out. Minimizing the struggles they've caused, saying we're not working hard enough.
We really should stop this fighting. Otherwise, we'll miss the fireworks.
There won't be any fireworks.
And here we go. And welcome, everybody, to Suck It. I am the great and powerful King of Kings, Prince of all that is awesome. Derek, how is everybody tonight on this Monday, November 23rd of the horrible year that is 2020. Whew, what a day it is. What a day it is. Holiday week. Thursday is, Thursday's Thanksgiving and a whole bunch of other stuff. It's going to be a interesting week, and we're going to have some fun, and we're going to kick it off right here this week. So, you know what? Let's just go ahead and get my guest on here, and let's go ahead and get started here. So, this guy has his own podcast. He's starting a shoe line. Has a whole bunch of other stuff going on with him. So, let's just get straight to the conversation and kick off our Thanksgiving week, right? With CJ, the Visionary. What's going on, man?
What's up? What's up? How you doing?
I'm doing well. Doing very, very well.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, no problem, brother. No problem at all. So, this year's been kind of weird.
Very. It's so much going on out here in this world. It's crazy. Like, I don't even I just, go do what I got to do and come back in.
Yeah.
It's just too crazy out here now.
Yeah, it's, one of those years that we want to forget, but at the same time, we want to learn from too,
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, I'm calling it a year of, I guess a year of reinvigoration, a year of reinvention. Kind of looking at it to where, we can be someone that we've always wanted to be. It's an opportunity to really reinvent ourselves,
Yeah. Do something that you always wanted to do and just go for it and don't be scared.
Yeah.
It's time, right? To make them moves. Just, go and do whatever you ever wanted to do and have fun doing it.
Yeah, it's one of those, one of those situations to where, the unemployment rate is through the roof. And, a lot of people are sitting at home unable to get reemployed because their job is still, whatever, or their business is closed or whatever the case might be. So they're living off unemployment, or they're living off of, some type of, something. And they are just sitting at home kind of doing woe is me. What am I going to do? And, should I apply for this or I'm going to wait and, this and see what my severance package does. And I have a whole year of severance, so might as well just kind of relax or whatever the case might be.
Yeah.
Why aren't you taking a deep dive at yourself and going, at 5 years old, I always wanted to do this. Why did I ever change that? Why can't I do that now? If you're not doing that, you're wasting your time and wasting your life. You know what I mean?
True. And that's what I was like. I used to sit down and oh man, I always wanted to do this. So one night I was like, fuck it, I'm finna go for it,
Yeah.
And that's what I did. Just went for it.
So you decided to open up your own shoe line.
That's right.
Why?
First of all, I used to go in the stores, especially when it comes to kids. I go in the stores and I was like, golly, they really don't have too much for boys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, I think I want to design a shoe, but that wasn't that was the like the third pair of shoes that I designed, and I was like, I had talked to my girl about it, and she said, "Go for it. If that's what you want to do. You know, if that's where your heart at." So, hey, I did it. I just went for it.
And how's it going?
Um, you know, everything take off slow, but I'm very humble, and I'm quite sure it's gonna do well because it's something different and unique, different type of style.
Why? What makes you say that? Why is it different and unique? What's different and unique about yours?
All right, with the kids shoes, like I kind of did like, well, the first one that I launched, it's really no, I just it's really no different about that. But the second one, I really like got into it. I think with the first one, it was just the colors and, you know, like using the suede and the suede leather and leather. So it was like with the first one, it was like, okay, I was just like playing around with the colors and I kind of liked the colors and I was like, yeah, them something that I would rock. So, but the second one is like it got the gator skins, and it, like I really never seen like little kids like wear like gator skin shoes like tennises and you know. So I thought it would be different, and I thought it would be like a unique style.
Definitely is. But you know, it's like, you know, the the devil's advocate in me, because I love starting conversations.
Uh-huh.
You know, I looked at the site. I looked at the price of these shoes. $127 for a pair of kids shoes in these times and day. Why now did you decide to launch this, especially at such a premier price and a premier brand during one of the worst years economically for our country and the world, to be honest?
Yeah. The shoes is 100%. I mean, they leather.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I always go for like the quality. You want something that's gonna last long, and you know, and I just didn't want to make no shoe that like you wear them today and 3 weeks later they be all messed up, you know. And I was like, so okay, let me do some nice leather shoes and something that's gonna last and you know and are durable.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense, because I mean, you'll spend 60, $70 on a pair of Nikes or Skechers or Reeboks, and they might last you a year.
Yeah,
But you spend 100, $120, they might last you 5 years.
exactly.
So it might be a worthy investment now, something to where you don't have to kind of worry about that, which I kind of get. Makes sense. So I forgot what I was going to ask you. I had something in my head and now I lost it.
That's all right. That'll come back to you.
Yeah, eventually, yeah. So, looking at, you said things are kind of slow to get kicked off, which, of course, it's going to happen like that. I mean,
Yeah, I'm very humble, so.
Yeah, so what exactly are you trying to do differently, or what are you trying to do actively to get, gain momentum and do whatever you can to get this thing going?
Well, I'm a promote the hell out of it for one, and I'll probably get some people that that I know, like new artists coming out or whatever, to rock on, like give them a pair or whatever, and like, hey, rock these, for me. Let's help me put these shoes out there. Cause I got a lot of friends that artists that's up and coming. So I think it'll be a good wise move.
Absolutely, especially in the music space.
Yeah.
But one of the things though, and this is what I was going to say earlier, the shoe business, like the clothing business in general, is a very crowded space.
Yes.
Very crowded. I mean, everyone has their own brand of shoes. Everyone has their own clothing line. Everyone has this, and it's very crowded. I mean, every celebrity has something.
Yes.
How are you trying to make sure that you get noticed amongst, I know you said just that, but there's, again, with everything else that's going on in the world, we got to make sure that we're out in front of the world. New artists and, all that stuff is fantastic. I promote new artists almost every day on this show. They're the lifeblood of the music industry, because those are the ones that are the most hungry. Those are the ones that are probably the most talented because they haven't, been engulfed by, music execs and CEOs and 50,000 fucking, music writers telling them how to do their own songs and stuff like that. So they have the most energy along with it. But, aside from that, what makes yours, a brand that I would want to buy amongst everybody else that's coming out with stuff this year? I told you I was going to challenge you, man.
Because I mean, you look at them, they hot, they nice,
They are. They're very nice.
And there's more to come. And I'm trying to get them into Macy's and some of these stores that's out here. I'm gonna just go for it. Just put it out there and see what it's gonna do. I mean, you never know until you try.
Exactly, and that's the whole idea. Is the fact that you don't. And that's why I kind of wanted to have this conversation with you, being that I know it was, it's gonna be a slow process, and it's, there is competition out there, and it is a crowded space. It's people like you that are taking daring and risky moves that are still keeping the world ticking. I can play devil's advocate and I can, start, conversations based off of, well, what about this or what about that? But that's, that's the whole, that's not the idea of this. The whole idea is, again, like I said earlier, with the whole reinvention year, recreating who you are and trying to do something positive with your life. If you wanted to, take your entire severance package and go build a fucking, car, and try to get, a company to buy it or invest in it, do it this year. I mean, that's, this is the kind of year to do it.
Kind of do it.
It really is. So, that was your whole idea, right?
Yes.
But why specifically shoes?
I mean, it's not gonna only just be shoes. I just started out with the shoes.
There you go. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So what else do you plan on branching off into?
I'm gonna branch off into clothes. I'm gonna branch off into cologne, my own wine. I'm finna branch off into a whole bunch of stuff.
So you want this to not be a shoe brand. You want this to be a brand. Very interesting. So you even want your own wine, line?
Yes. I sit back and sip my own stuff, like this is mine. I did this. And be proud of it.
Yeah, definitely.
I've been looking into it.
Yeah, that's another crowded space.
Yeah.
And actually, I'm not the biggest wine connoisseur. I'm not a wine guy. I'm a beer guy. I love beer. You know, that's my thing. I want to create my own beer. Because I think it would be a great thing to have. It's something called a suck it beer.
especially with this day and time, yes.
Hell yeah.
That would be perfect.
Yeah, I mean, that is like the goal within the next year to have my own beer, come out. Because I think that'd be cool as shit.
Yeah, I used to but I don't mess with beer like that now.
No?
I don't know. No. I mean, Coronas and Heinekens used to be my thing, but now it's it just give me a headache. So I just
Yeah. When I lived in Florida, up until 5 years ago, I was never. I mean, I loved beer. I mean, don't get me wrong. I used to drink beer all the time. But I didn't understand beer.
Uh-huh.
But then I moved to Northern Virginia, right outside of DC, and up here is the Seattle / Napa Valley of the East. There's a brewery on every street corner, and there's a winery on every frickin' farm. I mean, they're everywhere up here. Between Northern Virginia and most of Maryland, I mean, it's packed to the gills with wineries and breweries. So when I moved here, a whole new world opened up to me. And, I just became infatuated with it. Because there's so much creativity
into it.
Yeah. And that's, that was another thing too. It really interested me. Let's go ahead and take Oreo cookies and put it inside of a stout. Let's go ahead and put not only mango and pineapple, but let's go ahead and put some blood orange. And, something, kiwi in this IPA. Oh, okay. It's some of the weirdest stuff I've ever had, but it's so good. And, just the thought process that goes into some of these, even the wines, whiskey barrel aged and, just all that sector has grown so much over the last few years. And again, it's the small breweries, it's the small wineries, it's the small mom and pop restaurants that are budding in ways that I never thought I could ever see. Because one of the big things that I hated about Florida was how corporate it is.
It's very corporate.
Because, you've got Disney, you've got Universal, then on top of that, one of the world's largest, restaurant chains is based there with Darden, which is, Olive Garden and all their other stuff. And then the corporate for Golden Corral is in Georgia, but they use Florida as a test base for everything. And it's all about consistency and, repetition. And that's why it's one of the biggest places, for corporate mass production, is Florida. And I don't have that up here. It takes me a half an hour to go find the closest Olive Garden. There's more mom and pop restaurants in the city that I live in than anything else. I mean, the city I live in, we have a TGI Fridays, which is always dead. Then we have a Ruby Tuesday, which is always dead. And then we have a McDonald's, 2 McDonald's, a Burger King, and a Taco Bell. I mean, and then everything else is mom and pop.
Far out.
Yeah, everything else is far out. But within the city, all mom and pop. It's crazy how massive independent businesses are in the city and county where I live.
But mom and pops, man, don't get them wrong. They be having some good grub. They be having some good food. I don't try them.
Yeah, they really do.
When I go in Georgia or whatever, I try their mom and pops restaurants, and I'd be impressed. Like, hey, I will be back, you know?
Yeah, but again, you have to go to Georgia to find that.
Yeah.
Because the thing about it is in Florida, and this is kind of where I kind of want to take it now, is the fact that, you know, I saw this firsthand when I was living in the Orlando area, you know, in Seminole County, right, you know, on the other side of Orange County, which is where Disney and everything else like that is. I saw firsthand this happened 130,000 times. A pizza chain, you know, mom and pop pizza chain from New York would open up. And then Pizza Hut would move in next door. Or Domino's would move in next door. Papa John's would move in next door. Or an Italian place would move up and a Olive Garden would move in next door. Or, you know, I saw it happen all the time. Or or all of a sudden, you know, this one place in town or these 5 places in town would be taking off and everyone started talking about it and lines out the door. And next thing you know, there's an investigative report on Eyewitness News 9 at 11 where now all of a sudden they have roaches or a rat problem or they failed a health inspection. It's like, why is this constantly happening? And when I got here, I was scared. It's like, because like, not scared, like, oh my God, scared, but like, where am I going to eat? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I can go to the grocery store and I can cook for myself, but if I want to go out to dinner, I have to drive 30 minutes to go to a Chili's, 35 minutes to go to a Chili's. I have to drive 30 minutes to go to an Olive Garden. You know, I don't trust mom and pop places, you know, no, because I saw them diminish in Florida, like going out of style. And it took me a good year to really give anything a chance. But then since I've done that, I honestly can't remember the last time I went to a chain restaurant other than Taco Bell or McDonald's. And that, again, is from someone who was, you know, not born in Florida, but I was raised there, something that I never thought I would ever see. And, again, it's that whole independent business, you know, the small business owners that are really trying to do good. And it's amazing to me. Here's a prime example. Up until about a year ago, no, a little bit longer than a year ago, we only had a small Walmart. The old style Walmarts without the groceries in it.
Yeah.
The closest Walmart, like, you know, that had groceries, Supercenter, was a half an hour away. Then a year and a half ago, one opened. But prior to that, a year before, when Walmart was getting ready to start building and, you know, getting all the permits and stuff like that, this town rose up and was like, no, we don't want a Walmart here. We've got one. We don't need another one. I don't care if you're closing it down. You know, and they fought tooth and nail. And it ended up getting moved. It was going to be in one spot, and then it got moved to another spot. But now it's off in this abandoned field behind our little independent corporate airport out in the middle of nowhere that you can only get to off of one side street, and then like what our community ended up fighting for and ended up winning to get. If you want to go anywhere, you can go right there, which isn't going to impede traffic. It's not going to impede the town, and we can't even see you from the main road. That's the way we want it.
They stood their ground.
They did,
and I understand that. Like, y'all got all these big other stores everywhere else. Why y'all want to just bring y'all store here and intrude when we already got something going on that's good? And besides, we already got a small Walmart. So I understand why they did it.
Yeah, and it's, you know, across the street from where I live was a farm guy, retired, didn't have any family, and he didn't sell it to another farmer. He sold it corporately because he wanted to make money, which is smart, I guess.
Yes.
They ended up putting in a housing community, and they're going to put a strip mall in there as well. And they were going to put in a 24-hour restaurant and a gas station. My community was like, no, we don't want that. So they fought tooth and nail on just getting another gas station in town. They're like, we've got 4 gas stations. That's enough for us. Yeah. I mean, that's the type of, you know, stuff that we get here. And and it's just, it was a complete 180 from what I was used to in Florida.
Yeah, they didn't want that change.
It's not that it's the change. But it's like, you know, here they just believe, and even like I said in Maryland, even DC, you know, they just believe in the power of small business.
Small business, yeah.
And I just find that amazing to me.
Yep. I like the idea that they stood together and fought them, you know.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Now, when they're fighting the county, they all like, you know, band together like a giant, you know, Megatron, you know, of Karens that all get together and act all crazy. You're gonna bring down my property value. You know that's.
I mean, that's what you got to do to get what you want.
I know, but that's the only type of Karen I support. Is the ones that's fighting for my community. Not the one that, you know, wants a quicker line instead of a Walmart. But no, I just, like I said, I mean, the whole. Again, I find small business just so inspiring.
Yeah.
You know, but at the same time, it's challenging.
Yeah, and I bet you, like, when you go there, everybody's so friendly, everybody's speaking. I mean, that's a good feeling. Instead of going to a restaurant and everybody looking at you with their nose tooed up in the air and everybody looking crazy.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So going into a small mom and pop where everybody speak and everybody get along with everybody, I think that's kind of dope.
Yeah. Yeah, it truly is. And again, it's people like that and, you know, and you that are, you know, again, the lifeblood of America. I mean, we've got to support small business. We've got to support independent chains. You know,
that's right.
You know,
that's right.
It's, you know, doesn't matter if it's a one guy or, you know, a family. If it's a chain that's small, independently owned, support it. If it's one building, support it. You know, yeah, I mean, we have to go to Walmart, unfortunately. You know, we're going to have to go to Target, unfortunately.
Yeah.
However, you know, we don't have to go there consistently. There's other options.
Yeah.
You know, we don't have to go to TGI Fridays for a good steak because there's no such thing as a good steak at TGI Fridays. You know, you don't have to go to Outback Steakhouse to get a good steak because, again, there's no such thing as a good steak at Outback Steakhouse. There's decent steaks, but if you want a good steak, go find that mom and pop that's farm to table.
Yeah. I got excuse me for cutting you off.
No, go ahead.
I got a neighbor, like, stay down the street. She's starting her own little thing, you know, and this young lady made the best tacos, like, and they filling, you know, and I was like, oh my, she was like, one day she was like, try this, her husband. So I tried it. I came back home, I told my girl, I said, oh my God, babe, they made the best tacos. They make you don't even want to go to Taco Bell no more. So my girl like, all right, we're gonna try it. So she tried it and she like, oh my God. And been eating they tacos ever since. Like, we'll go order like a tray of 12 steak tacos and with her own sauce. Oh man, it's like you could tell she made it with love.
And that's, again, that's the whole purpose. You know, when you found somebody that's that passionate about food or the business that they own, you know, those are the people that need the support, and those are the people that need, need the community to surround them and with what they have.
And stand behind them, that's right.
So, on to some other stuff here. So you actually have your own podcast as well, right?
Yes.
So what's the premise of that show?
Reality and a bit. I mean, we talk about everything, and we keep it real. We keep it 100. We don't sugarcoat nothing, you know. Right now it's under construction, but it'll be back up soon. Probably, I would say around the middle of January.
Why do you say it's under construction? What happened?
Nothing happened. We just changing things around, doing things different, getting things set up differently.
Gotcha.
That's why I said it's under new construction.
Yeah, because I mean, in the year that I have had this show, I've gone through a lot of changes. It started off as one show, and then then it did something else, and then I did something else, and then I've done something else, and I'm constantly changing, things about it, but the format still stays the same. It's it's no holds barred. Anything goes. Speak your mind, be as raw as possible. Pull back the curtain. Let's just talk real. But at the same time, let's go ahead and do some positive things. Whether it be like for me, talking to you and supporting small business or other entrepreneurs, which I don't do this type of conversation a lot. I don't talk to a lot of entrepreneurs. And I don't talk to a lot of small business owners. And I do that by design, because if I'm going to put my name on anything, I want to make sure that I support it. And there's too many fly-by-night entrepreneurs and fly-by-night, business owners that just want to make a quick buck and get out. So I try to make sure that I'm very, picky about what I put my name on.
What you do.
Yeah. But I've been on a independent music kick lately, to where I've been, talking to a lot of national bands that are independent and just trying to make a name for themselves and stuff like that. I'm putting together a Toys for Tots charity concert on December 11th.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a huge, massive 6-hour event. I've got like 12 bands booked, 10 comedians, just a massive amount of talent coming out for Toys for Tots. So I'm really looking forward to that. But it's, again, it's about, just being as real as possible. Because there's so much fake crap out there. Whether it's, there's 800,000 podcasts, and more than half of them are absolute shit, because they try to follow somebody else's formula. They try to follow somebody else's ideas, I'm just going to go ahead and reimagine it. No, it's the same fucking idea. And they don't do anything different, and so I've been trying to keep it as real as possible, because it's just, why else, is somebody going to come to listen to me if they can listen to the same damn podcast 5 other times?
Keep it raw.
Yeah. So what exactly is your? I know you said it's raw, it's real, stuff like that, but what exactly is the premise of your show? Does it have an underlying theme at all?
Nah. We talk about everything. Like, if you like it, you like it, but we ain't finna sit here and say, try to sugarcoat something when it's not what it is. Mm-hmm. So it's like, hey, I'm like this. I'm gonna speak how I feel on certain situations. Either you like it or you don't. Keep it moving.
Yeah.
Because everybody ain't gonna like what you do. Everybody ain't gonna like what you say.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So it is what it is.
Yeah, I am of that persuasion 100%. Because I could be less vulgar. I could be more politically correct, and I could be all those things, but I don't want to be.
Yeah, it'd be like, who are you fooling?
Exactly.
Are you kidding yourself?
Yeah, would that be more corporately friendly? Would that be more, a again, more politically correct? Yeah. I mean, of course it would be. But then I wouldn't be who I am. I mean, I'm a stand-up comedian as well as I do this. And, you know, this is my whole life. I mean, this is everything I do. And, you know, if you don't like me for that, I'm sorry. You know,
Yeah.
I'm the whole cancel culture and, you know, you can't talk about this, you can't joke about this crap is absolutely ridiculous.
Ridiculous and crazy.
It is, because that means you have to be able to predict what somebody else is going to be sensitive about.
I think the world done got too sensitive. Like, it didn't used to be like that.
Exactly. So, let me give you an example. So, a while back, you know, my wife was talking to one of her friends on Facebook Messenger, or video chat. And, you know, just me being a stupid human like I am, you know, I made just a funny joke, and, you know, it wasn't exactly sexual in nature, but it was like just commenting how beautiful or something like that effect, and I maybe took it a tad, you know, to the funny extreme side just for the sake of a laugh. She laughed and then cracked back, and then we kind of went back and forth like this for a couple minutes. And then all of a sudden, you know, and she was laughing along with it, and I didn't take it too far at all. I was very, very, because I didn't know this person, so I was minding my P's and Q's, but I was still doing my normal shtick, but I wasn't taking it to the length that I know I could to really get a rise out of somebody. No, I was very calm in it. And again, she was playing right along with it, and all of a sudden, dead in the middle of the joke cracking, she goes, "You know what? I don't have to put up with this shit. I was raped, and you should know that."
She did a 360.
I was like, okay. 2 seconds ago, you just made a joke about my dick. And I was being completely nice to you, but yet this is how, what? I'm sorry. No. You know, and while I get that, if I was being sexually aggressive or, you know, being inappropriate, absolutely, I would have been like, oh my God, I am so sorry.
Yeah.
But I wasn't in any which way, shape, or form. And I know that I can be that way. But I'm very picky and choosy about who I do that with. And I make sure, because I do know how sensitive people are. So I'm okay, and especially I know how aggressive I can be with my joking commentary. So I do make sure that I know my audience.
Yeah.
If it's in a personal, public setting. But this situation was not like that at all. And it really took me back. And I was like, wow, this is like completely messed up. You know, how can people, you know, function in day-to-day life if they're constantly having to think about, should I say this? Should I do this? Should I post this? And without having to constantly worry about backlash.
I feel like, you know, you're going to get backlash in almost everything that you do.
Absolutely.
You know, because things are so messed up. People are so messed up. And it's crazy to me. Like, all right, of men, you gonna joke or whatever. You know, first of all, if I'm not like into joking, I'm gonna tell you, look, I don't do that type of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna nip it from the bud right then and there. You know what I'm saying? I ain't finna sit there and joke with you.
Exactly.
And it's like, people get in their damn feelings too much, bro.
They really do.
For real.
You know,
they do.
I remember watching a video, and I think it was from last year or 2 years ago. I can't remember exactly when. But, you know, and let me preface this. If you're going to go see a comedian, you should know what to expect when you pay money to go see that comedian.
Exactly.
So I'm going to preface it by saying that. So, anyway, so George Lopez, who Mexican likes to push stereotypes, likes to do things a certain way. Everyone, everyone knows how George Lopez is. If you're a fan of comedy, you know who George Lopez is and how he is.
Yeah.
So anyway, he was doing a big arena show, and he made a joke about, how his grandmother felt and how old world Mexico works and stuff like that. And the joke was to the effect of, if you want to stay in the good graces of your grandparents and your old Mexican family, never bring, one of the rules as a Mexican boy was never bring home a black woman to grandma. And, and he said it much funnier. I don't remember the exact joke, but it was something to that effect. And he wasn't saying, don't ever do this. He was just saying, that's just one of the rules of old Mexico. And he was trying to make fun of the stereotype and make fun of how stupid that is, right?
Yeah.
And there was this lady in the front row so she paid good money to be
in the front row.
To be in the front row and see this comedian. So she obviously was a fan of his and knows how he is. And then she stood up in the middle of his set and started going off on him.
What?
Dead ass serious.
I could believe you. I believe that.
It was the most redonkulous thing I have ever seen. If it was a club show from an unknown comic, maybe somewhat acceptable. You don't know that person, you don't know how he is, and maybe you got a little offended by him. I get that. But never at the same time, never ever interrupt a fucking comedian while he's up on stage. He's doing his job. Talk to him after the fact. Maybe say, hey, that was a little too racially sensitive. Maybe you can change it up a bit. Whatever the case might be. Be politically correct about it. Be polite about it.
Yeah.
But if you're going to go see a major nationally known comedian who used to have his own television show and has always been racially sensitive because he thinks it's funny, and he loves to push that stereotype, and then you're going to get offended at something he does in an arena show, that boggles my mind.
Like, I feel like you should have stayed your ass home.
Yes.
I mean, because comedians gonna, to get a laugh, they're gonna say damn near whatever.
Exactly. Exactly.
If you can't handle it, stay your ass home. Like, don't even go.
Exactly.
Because you kill the spirit of other people that's coming there to watch and want to get a good laugh.
Exactly.
You can't take everything so serious, and I think that was wrong with people these days. Everything is so serious. Loosen up.
Yeah. I'm of the mindset, and I have an old school mindset when it comes to comedy. As long as it's not straight up racist or straight up sexist, nothing's off limits. Go after stereotypes, because stereotypes are stereotypes for a reason. 75% of the time, it's not true. Or if it is true, the person that you're making fun of knows it's a stereotype that they embody, and sometimes they even laugh about it themselves.
Exactly.
And so push those limits. Find that, find yourself and close off your mind to the world and just enjoy the hilarity of it.
Yeah.
It's so messed up in this cancel culture that we live in today. And I've told this story before, but I'll tell it again because I still find it hilarious. So about 2 months ago on the season premiere of Saturday Night Live, a comedian by the name of Bill Burr was the host. And he was talking about, a lot of different things. But one of the things that he ended up talking about was about how white women love to steal the spotlight. And he's a middle-aged white dude. But he's like, white women love to steal the spotlight. And he was specifically talking about the woke movement from black females. About how, black women are speaking up and they're trying to take charge of their lives and stuff like that. And it was a huge movement. But white women swooped in and tried to, be a part of this, and whatever the case might be, and he just completely bashed, white women for doing that, which is 100%, a right thing to do. And he said at one point, "Shut your damn mouths, sit down, and sit right next to me, and take your tongue lashing like a good white person." Something to that effect. Because he's like, we all deserve it. We're white. We do stupid shit. And next thing you know, on Twitter the next day, guess who's complaining? Every white woman in the world.
they they tearing that Twitter page up.
They did. And it's like, they tried to cancel him. And it's like, no, you can't do that.
It's like, what good for the gander is good for the goose. That's what they used to always tell me that. Like, you could do it, be able to get it dished back to you.
Exactly.
And accept it.
Exactly.
And accept it and keep moving.
But again, it's one of those situations to where, it's all about, if you're angry by it, obviously there's some truth to it. That's how I look at it.
Me too.
If you're that easily offended by stuff, you need to really take a hard look at who you are, because there's some stuff going on with you.
And that'll make me even, make fun of you more, because you angry about the situation. Like it's eating you up inside. It's under your skin, huh?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I done seen that situation before. Like how people get like, you really mad, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. And
it pissed off about that. Yeah. I done seen that, brother.
It's, one of the it's just, yeah, I love that kind of stuff though, because it shows you how really messed up this world is.
Yeah, and it shows you who people really are.
Oh yeah, abso-fucking-lutely. Like that situation that I had a couple weeks back, really kind of made me rethink who this person was. And then B, why the hell are you even friends with him, hun? Or her? Why are you associating yourself with somebody like that? That's, I again, if I felt I was in the wrong in any which way, shape, or form, I would have admitted it, and I wouldn't even be telling the story right now, because I would feel bad, and I would have apologized the whole 9 yards. But
you got a conscience.
I do, because even though I know I break barriers, and even though I know I say some really insensitive shit, and, in this, I do have feelings, I do have regrets, I do say things sometimes that I know I shouldn't have, but this was not one of those cases, and it really caught me off guard, and it really kind of made me say, oh shit, should I really start being sensitive about who I am, and start not start thinking before I speak, and should I start really kind of saying, oh, should I say this because I don't want to upset this person's feelings?
Dude, be you.
Exactly. That thought went on about 30 seconds, and I was like, no, fuck that.
Be you.
Oh yeah, dude. That thought went in my head, and I was like, no, forget that. What did I do wrong? I didn't do anything wrong.
It's crazy. It's crazy as hell trying to be somebody else.
It's hard enough being yourself, let alone somebody else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, do you speak your mind? Like, because people get over it. That's all I got to say. Like, people get over it.
Yeah.
Take it and keep it moving.
And plus,
I mean, shit, I done had shit said about me. All right, okay, you got me, but I'm coming back at your ass. I'm gonna get you back, and keep it moving.
Oh, I get shit talked all the time. All it does for me is open a door to come at you.
Exactly.
I'm the type of guy that loves to start shit. I really do. I love to start shit. Like there's this one hate group, and they have been labeled as a hate group by the U.S. government. But but the name of their group is 1 Million Moms. And they are a Christian-based group that loves to attack the LGBTQ community and anything that is they consider to be immoral on TV. And they start these ad campaigns, they do press releases, they go on news channels, they go all out to try to discredit things. Like there was a Frank's Red Hot commercial that I think is still airing, but the whole thing is, you know, the whole idea was I put that shit on everything, okay? But they don't say the word shit, obviously, because it's TV. They just put a splat. So it's I put that splat on everything.
Everything, yeah.
And so it's an insinuation that they said the word shit. 1 million moms lost their shit about it. Or there's a new Uber Eats commercial with Simone Biles from the Olympics and one of the guys from Queer Eye from the Straight Guy on the new Netflix series. And, you know, they're just doing gymnastics because this guy used to do gymnastics and he thinks he can compete with Simone Biles, who's one of the best gymnasts to ever live.
Yeah.
But it's a funny commercial. They're competing back and forth about, you know, what kind of food they're going to have for dinner, and they're both doing flips and whatever else. And because he's wearing a female leotard with shorts on, by the way, so you can't see anything. He's wearing shorts, but he's wearing a female leotard. They lost their shit because that's confusing transgender youth and confusing men that it's okay to dress like a woman. So me being me and me having an LGBTQ daughter, one of my favorite things in the world to do is make little videos and continually attack these people because I find it hilarious. And I've pissed them off to the point where they've sent me emails. And every time I get one, I just find it funny. They sent me one email that said something to the effect of, you completely have discredited yourself by attacking us and using the F-bomb. And, you know, how is anyone ever going to respect you or let alone take you seriously when you can't even speak properly? I was like, wow. And my response to them was, fuck you. That was literally the response. Just, fuck you. Sincerely, Derek Anjora, writer, producer, and host of Suck It Podcast.
Be so quick to judge.
Oh my God, yeah, it's like, so funny.
All right, you so quick to judge. Who judging you?
And that was one of the things I said to him one time, and they didn't. They completely.
They can't respond.
They can't respond.
They can't respond.
Nope. Because I said to him, I go, you guys love to quote that in the Bible, in Leviticus specifically, it says that, you know, being gay is morally wrong. And I said to him, I go, well, also in Leviticus, it says that you're supposed to stone your neighbor if they work on the Sabbath. So when was the last time you did that? And they completely ignored it.
Couldn't say nothing.
They couldn't.
Couldn't say nothing.
Or it also says in the Old Testament that you're supposed to you're allowed to sell your daughter into slavery. So like, when was the last time you done that? And I started doing all these things that were contradictory. And I'm like, I said to him, I go, Christianity isn't a buffet. You can't pick and choose what you want. It's all or nothing.
And that's what they do.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they do.
So it's like, if you're going to disavow, you know, the Old Testament, disavow the entire Old Testament. Don't pick and choose what out of the Old. If you want to just be a strictly New Testament, doesn't mention anything about being gay or anything else like that. All these laws and rules you need to follow. If you're a New Testament person, I'm all for you. Go right ahead. But the moment you start quoting the Old Testament and all these other things that are wrong with the world and pick and choose what's right, I'm not gonna. Yeah, no, we're not doing that.
Man.
I am a man of faith, but I have no religion and I never will. And because people like
spiritual.
That, I'm spiritual.
There you go.
You know, I have you know, faith in a God. I don't know who that person is, or male, female, both, or it could be a cow for all I know. You know, I believe in something. I just don't know what it is.
What it is.
Exactly. And I never will. And, you know, the Bible is a good story written by man. And you know what?
Many men.
Yeah. It was put it was put on paper by men who are flawed. So yes, they may have been talking to God, but who's to say with the exact message that they put on that paper was exactly what God said? So and with people like that I really kind of bother me. And I know there's a lot of people that take that book very, very seriously, and I commend them. Thank you very much. I appreciate how you feel about it. That is your right as a human to do so. It's the moment that you start judging others or condemning others, which goes against that book.
Exactly.
That I have a problem with. But if you never ever say anything negatively about me or anybody else I know, but are like that, then you and I can be the best of friends. We can have hot debates, because those are going to be some of the best conversations that you and I will ever have as a friend.
Mm-hmm.
But the moment you start saying, Derek, you say fuck too much, and that's against the Bible. Dude, it says not to judge people in that book. So don't do that. That's when I have a problem.
That's the first thing they do, judge.
Exactly. And that's the biggest problem I have with religion. It's very, very contradictory. However, if you are a man of faith or a woman of faith that obeys that Bible to the fullest extent, including not judging, then guess what? Again, you and I can be the best of friends, because we're going to have a great, healthy relationship, because you have your opinions and views, I have mine, and we can live coherently and live, in this cohesive unit and not have to worry about, what the other opinion is of each other, because we're all humans. We all, came from the same continent and drifted out at one point in time. We're all brothers and sisters. Let's remember that.
Yeah.
That's true. And I think it's lost in a lot of views.
It is.
People, if, and I'm going to say this, not knowing your views, but one of the things that is undeniable, regardless of whether or not you're a creationist or an evolutionist, there's one thing that's undeniable, that if everybody on the planet got a DNA test, every person on this planet has 1 to 2% of their DNA that is of African descent.
Exactly.
Because we all came from Africa at one point in time. We were all the same color at one point in time. And we were all literally family at one point in time. So you know what? Why do we have to be
broken up now?
Why? Exactly. And that's why I call everybody brother. That's just my thing. And originally I used to be a professional wrestler, and that was something that was a bond, that in the locker room that was just something that we did. But then as I got older, and I just started calling everybody that, and I realized, wait a second, we really are. So it just kind of stuck with it. I don't say bro. I'll say bro occasionally, but it's usually brother. Because again, that's how I view it. We're all fucking brothers and sisters. I don't care what color you are. I don't care if I've never met you before, and you live on a completely opposite continent. You're still my brother.
We all bleed the same blood.
We do. And I feel that's lost on society these days. I really do. I watched a documentary.
Society is lost. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I watched a documentary yesterday. Or a portion of one, because I just got pissed off with it. It was about a neo-Nazi clan here somewhere in the States. They didn't say where it was at, but it was just a neo-Nazi clan. And the leader of this neo-Nazi clan has an ex-wife who is Indian. So, somebody not of this culture at all, not even the same color as him. And he has 2 kids with them, so they're mixed race babies. And he's sitting there leading a group of people that doesn't like mixed races and keep the cultures different and keep everybody together, blah 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 blah. But yet he's sitting at home with knowing that he has these two mixed race babies, and basically is telling everybody, judge everybody else out there that does this except for me and my kids. And it's like, how the fuck are you able to do that? What if one of your people said, hey, you've got kids like that? What are you going to say to them?
You can't say shit.
And he said to the interviewer, I never thought about it like that before.
You can't say shit.
And I'm like, dude, okay, I'm done with your documentary, because this is ridiculous. How am I supposed to take you seriously in any which way, shape, or form? And it was just the most ironic thing I've ever seen in my life, and it just was like, how? I don't understand. Why can't we all just get along?
Exactly.
I'm quoting Rodney King up in this bitch. You know, it's.
You know, I probably would have told that guy, like, take a look at yourself. Research yourself. Do you love your kids? Because it's not of the same race as you.
Yeah, because that was one of the things that I found weird, was the fact that his group of neo-Nazis doesn't, like, they aren't, like, racially sensitive or racist against other cultures at all. Like, he was talking about how he's a big fan of DMX and how, you know, he's a reverend as well, and he listens to some of his sermons and he respects the man and thinks he's a great guy. And he was talking about all these other people that he respects of different cultures. He goes, the only thing that we are against is the mixing of the two. I'm like, how does that even make sense? How does that even make sense? I don't even understand you.
You need to take a look at himself.
But you're like, you've done that. How can you?
Exactly.
It was just, again, it was the dumbest 10 minutes of my life. I felt so stupid after listening to it. I'm like, I don't even understand you, bro. Come on.
He shouldn't even put himself out there like that.
No.
For real.
No, because, I mean, if you're going to be like that, you know, that's your choice. I'm not, you know, I don't hate. I don't judge. I don't discriminate. If you're going to be like that, that's your right. Please go ahead and do that. But if you're going to be interviewed, try to speak coherently, therefore you're not mocked in the end. Yeah. That's all I got to say.
I agree with you. I agree with you 100%.
Stand your ground. You know, you get a line and say, "Oh, she drugged me" or something. I mean, something. But you know,
that wouldn't have worked. That wouldn't have worked.
It wouldn't have, but it would at least been more I would have at least been.
So she drugged you twice?
Twice. Now, the first time she drugged me, the second time I just realized how good it was. I went back for more.
That will do it.
Yeah, I mean, those Indian ladies know Kama Sutra. I don't blame him. See, racially sensitive joke. I don't care. It's a stereotype and it's funny. So if you get mad at me about that,
so be it.
Write me a letter, Derek@suckitpodcast.gmail.com. You know, I don't care. You know, it's again, it's. I'm sitting
People don't know how to have fun no more.
They don't. But at the same time, we have stupid people like I was just telling you in the world too, that you know that cause nothing but strife. You know, and like you know what's going on right now at the White House and. You know, with the government and stuff like that, it's really hard to know what is real and what's not anymore. You know, the world is so jacked up. It's like...
It is.
You know, you can't even turn on the news and believe what the news is saying anymore. Everything's so biased. You know, and it's gotten to the point now to where not even Fox News is reliable about the Republicans. You know, the Republicans aren't even watching Fox News because they can't even trust them. So, you know, now the Democrats can't trust them, and now the Republicans can't trust them. So who's their fan base? I don't even know who the Fox's News fan base anymore. You know, it's
all over the place.
It really is, and that's what's sad, that I cannot turn on the news and get a trusted source to find out what's really going on.
Yeah, they probably don't even know what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, I get better news sources from YouTubers.
That's a shame.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. Hell, you know, I'm more of a reliable news source than Fox News. I'm at least going to be real about it and, you know, make a joke about it in the process.
Uh-huh.
It's just... you know, I just want unity again.
Yeah, people go back and have fun and live life.
Exactly.
Enjoy each other.
Exactly. You know, and I've said this before as well, but like here's a good example. 30 years ago, a little bit less than 30, no, God, 35 years ago, whatever it's been now, when Eddie Murphy did Raw in the 80s, there was a lot of racially charged jokes in that.
Yes, it was.
And one of them was talking about how he would never date an American black woman because they're too needy, and he would want to date an African because they would respect him more. And you know, having this whole misogynistic, you know, type persona, and that's how it was, and that was acceptable, and people thought that was funny.
Funny, yeah.
But if HBO did a 35th anniversary edition of it today, people would lose their shit.
Your mind.
Exactly. Or if Eddie Murphy, when he does his comeback tour, because he was planning on doing a comeback tour and a comedy special and all this other stuff prior to the pandemic, if he does anything remotely close to that style of comedy that he did 35 years ago, people would lose their mind. Yeah. And it's like, why?
What happened to the sense of humor?
What happened? Because I bet you those same people that were sitting in the crowd watching him deliver Raw with his damn purple fucking leather jumpsuit, you know, would be the same people that would be complaining that he was making these jokes today.
Yep. Yep.
And by the way, that was the most awful outfit I've ever seen in my life.
Leave Eddie alone.
But he did it twice. He did it once with Raw and then once with the other one. One was red and one was purple. Yeah. You know, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, that's all your fault. You know, come on, he did it twice.
Hey, that's his thing. That's what he like.
You know, it would be funny as hell if he did it again. I could actually see him doing that just to be funny. Him sweating his 60-year-old ass in that leather jumpsuit with a mic in one hand and a handkerchief in another, going like this every 5 seconds. I'm just so hot.
That was the thing back then.
Yeah, I mean, it really was. What was really funny was if you go back and watch Beverly Hills Cop, you'll see a couple, you know, black and white guys walking down the street wearing that exact same jumpsuit. Yeah. and they did that shit on purpose, but it's just hilarious. You know, looking back on it now, it's like it's just funny. But you know, I'm almost 40, and I referenced that comedy special in a joke that I made the other day, because we were talking about how I was talking to a metal band about how, you know, I love how, you know, these days rock and metal and even rap and, you know, everything else like that is so intercultured these days. You know, you have more blacks and you have in metal than ever before. You have more whites in rap than ever before and stuff like that. I love how music's become like that. And he said something to the effect of, yeah, well, I think, you know, the white, long-haired, misogynistic males of the 80s scared, you know, black people off from that culture, which I think is kind of messed up. And I said to him, now mind you, these kids are in their 20s. And I said to him, I go, well, the fact that all they wore was leather pants, and the black community saw Eddie Murphy in Raw and saw how hot he was and decided to never do that. And, you know, basically meaning that, you know, the blacks in the 80s would never be metalheads just because they didn't want to wear leather pants. And I made it came out a lot better. I can't believe I messed that joke up. But anyway, it was a lot funnier the other day. But anyway, the whole point was I made that reference, and these kids go, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Oh man, now I'm referencing shit that kids in their 20s don't even understand." And I had to like think about it. I'm like, damn it. Now it's like one of those too old for you jokes. And I'm like, am I getting to the point where I'm referencing stuff that's too old for people? And I was like, oh no.
They probably looked at you sideways like, what in the hell are you talking about?
Who's Eddie Murphy? It's like, oh, come on.
Yes.
He used to do stand-up? Oh, that guy? Oh, man. But I kind of like, I just kind of turned my head down and shook it. I was like, oh, no. Because I told that joke later on to my wife, and she thought it was hilarious. But these 20-year-old kids who didn't know what the hell I was talking about made me feel old as dirt. I wanted to curl up into a little ball and cry.
No, don't feel bad. My kids do the same thing. They're like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. Derek, your age is showing.
Yep.
But yeah, that's how you know you're getting old. When you reference something that nobody understands, yeah, it's like,
yeah,
shit. All right, let me give you a little history lesson.
So I just listen to them now. Like my son, my daughter, my nieces and nephews. All right, y'all tell me what it is now, because when I talk, y'all be looking like, what in the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
You know, so
you know,
things change so much.
Yeah, because like nowadays, people on, you know, will reuse somebody else's jokes to make themselves sound funny. And one of the biggest crimes of this is TikTok, because you can, you know, mirror somebody else's, you know, audio and just lip sync over them, and then you sometimes you'll get more hits than the person that originally
made it.
It's like, come on.
Yeah.
That person deserves more views. He's the one that did it. Why are you getting more views just because you copied it?
Hey, man.
That's the joke infringement, damn it.
Even the kids, you know, they like, cause I used my 14-year-old. I be like, you guys don't know how to have fun. Y'all don't even go outside. Y'all don't want to go outside. We used to have fun. Like, they don't do nothing no more.
We have raised a generation of kids who love to go on their phone to watch other kids play video games.
Yep.
How sad is that? It's like, I will look at my daughter's phone, and she loves playing Roblox.
My daughter too.
Yeah. But I'm like, I'll look at her phone, and she's watching another person play Roblox on YouTube. Like, why aren't you just playing? Oh, because she's funny. How is she funny? Because she makes...
can that be funny too?
Yeah, go make funny voices with your Roblox character. What are you doing? It's like, come on. You know, yeah, I mean, if you're gonna, you know, like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Now, Twitch, I get. Because, you know, you can actually interact with people, and you can talk, and you can have fun commentaries while you're playing your video games. I completely get that. I do that. You know, streaming like that is, I find perfectly acceptable. But if you're just going to screen capture your gameplay and add nothing more to it other than that, and then put it up on YouTube, that's when I find that problematic. What originality is there?
Hey, man, they got their own thing going.
Yeah,
that's what they like, you know.
Yeah, it boggles my mind. It just boggles.
I used to be like, go outside, play,
go
like
outside and do something.
Yeah, do something. We used to be all over the place. Long as you're in the house before that light come on, you good.
Yeah.
But now kids don't do shit.
Hell
like
no.
Nothing.
My daughter is of the persuasion of, you know, I'm like, go outside and play. No, it's too cold outside. I'm like, okay, well then put on a hoodie, put on some sweatpants, and go outside and play. And she goes, no, I'll just sit in my room. She doesn't even put clothes on. She'll have her no pants on, but a hoodie on, and then just cover herself up with a blanket and watch YouTube videos. It's like, fucking go do something.
I can't say nothing, bro. I go through the same thing.
See, now we're showing our age. We're complaining about kids these days. We're doing the same thing our parents did. Might as well go out in the fucking front porch, drink iced tea, and yell at the fucking neighbor kids, get off my lawn.
I can't even do that. Like when I say you don't see no kids, and kids live in the neighborhood, but they don't come out. Like Every now and then you'll see a couple of them riding their bikes, and that's about it. And you'll probably see 3 or 4 at the most.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
I remember when getting a bike was something special.
What?
Now it's like, you want me to do what? You want me to go outside?
Are you crazy?
There's people.
Everybody used to have a bike on your block, and y'all just go riding for hours.
Exactly. Now you got 12-year-olds going, Mom, I can't go outside. I can get skin cancer. Put some sunscreen on. You'll be fine. No, I can't. I don't want to get skin cancer.
No.
It's too hot. I don't care. Go. Drink some water. You'll be fine. Go play yourself a slip and slide. Go ahead and be dangerous like we were as kids. You know, try to find those, you know, go slip in the slide and get cut on a rock and live life. Go run through a sprinkler. Do what? No, the pool. I want to go play in the pool. No, we don't have a pool. Buy a pool. No, I'll get you a sprinkler.
Or get the water balloon, fill them up, and throw them at each other. Do something.
Jeez.
Like, I tell them, I said, like, you guys don't know how to have fun. Like,
no, they don't.
Y'all don't know how to have fun. I don't think y'all is either you're stuck on your phone or you're stuck in the computer. That's it. No, the only 2 things. I ain't never worried about you getting lost because I know you at all times.
Yeah. Whenever my daughter says, I'm going to go meet my friends at the park, I'm like, oh, thank God you're doing something outside. But then she's back like half an hour later. I'm like, didn't you go to the park? Oh, yeah, we just talked. Didn't you do anything actively? No. Okay.
No, it got boring.
Yeah. I'm like,
what's that to do?
I'm like, you're 10 years old. You're still allowed to have fun at the park. Go on the swings.
They ain't gonna let you catch them on that swing.
Hell no. That's embarrassing. That's childish.
Everything is embarrassing. Everything is embarrassing now.
Oh my God, yeah. My daughter will get embarrassed for people on TV. You know, even though they're acting embarrassed, it's not real embarrassment. She gets embarrassed because of their embarrassment. It's like, it's a TV show, kid. Calm down. I can't. It's embarrassing. Okay. You do you.
Yep. Like, me and my girl, we be in there dancing, and they're coming out like, really? Really? I'm like, what you mean, really? We used to get down back in the days. I don't know what y'all be doing. Y'all be all over the place.
Yeah. And kids these days, they have even taken the fun and exercise out of dancing. They think these TikTok dances are...
I'm like, you used to do that at PE, man. Stop that.
Whatever happened to putting some cardboard down on the street and just breakdancing and having some fun and getting some real goddamn exercise?
What you talking about? Kids don't know how to exercise. I don't even think they like PE.
Like, want me to do what? Want me to run? I have a game on my phone. I have a game on my phone. He can run. I can go ahead and have him run a mile, and we can time him. I didn't wear the right shoes today. Sorry, I can't run.
There's always something.
My oldest, who's 18 now, her favorite thing to me was, oh, I didn't dress out for PE today because I'm on my period. Okay. Do you think Serena Williams doesn't go play Wimbledon because she's on her period? You think you know, the women of the WNBA, you know, don't play basketball the day that she goes, well, I'm not them.
There you go.
And I'm like, I thought you were supposed to be a feminist. She goes, yeah, not on my period, I'm not.
Be locked in the room.
Fuck it. Oh, God, I feel so old now.
Hey, man.
Man, I've had a good time with you tonight. We've talked a little bit of everything tonight. And again, this is why I do this show. So, you know, thanks, man, for coming
People
on
don't
here.
know how to laugh no more, man.
No, and that's what the show is all about, is having a good laugh.
Yeah.
coming
People don't know how
here,
to laugh.
forgetting about
Everything
your,
is serious.
exactly, coming here, forgetting about your daily problems, you know, listening to me on the way to work in the next morning or on the way home or turning on YouTube just to get a good laugh. But that's what the show's all about, is just forgetting your problems and listening to mine. But guys, the link for CJ, his shoe line is in the bio or the description of the video or the podcast. Please go there, buy a pair of his shoes, and or just really, you know, just kind of take a look and see what he's offering, because it's really cool shit. And then keep your eye out for him to do more, because apparently he's got a bunch of stuff in the store. And again,
I got a bunch of stuff going on.
Support small
businesses.
That's the idea.
We gotta support each other.
Exactly. But again, all the links are in the bio and the description. CJ, again, I appreciate it. I hope, you know, have a wonderful Thanksgiving with your family.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get in here and cook up a storm. I'm
doing the same thing all day. All day Wednesday, gonna do nothing but cook and get ready for Thursday.
There you go.
But it's just gonna be the three of us. But you know, it is what it is. Nobody wants to come.
Made the best of it.
Exactly. We definitely will watch some football, eat some good food, and pass out about 3 o'clock.
And start all over again.
Start all over again. Wake up.
There's gonna be a lot of food.
Wake up at 6 and be like, "Oh, I'm hungry again."
Oh, the most craziest thing, like now it's like I wake up like hungry, like I never ate. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I know I had, you know, my plate, I done ate and everything. But this be like 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, no, I'm not finna eat nothing now there and have heartburn later. Hell no.
Heck yeah, I mean,
that should be crazy.
I stay up late most nights because I get a lot of work done for the show while my wife's asleep. But like, you know, I'll eat dinner at a normal time, usually, you know, 6:30, 7 o'clock right before the show. But then like by midnight, I'm hungry again. I'm like, no, I just need to go to sleep. Yeah, I just need to go to sleep.
Well,
yeah, because I feel you on that.
I be around. Sometimes I go to bed early. Then you know I just had a son. He's 2 months, so whenever he up, I'm up. You know, so hey.
That I remember those days. I don't want to go back to those days. I don't want no more kids. I can't. I'm 8 years away from being free.
Look, my youngest daughter is 14.
Mm-hmm.
And I just had my son like 2 months ago. So that's a long time.
Yeah, my oldest was 9 or 8 when her sister was 10, almost 10 when her sister was born. But yeah, she turns 19 this year, and her sisters turned 10. So there's a 9-year difference there. So yeah, I hear you on that. But yeah,
and it'd be crazy because I'd be like, "Is them doing this right?" Like, because they've been so long, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, I love that little fella. He's my heart. He's my everything.
Yeah, I mean, if you're older and you're a guy and you get surprised with a kid, you know, having a boy is usually like, okay, I can deal with this. But having another girl is like, man, I am not dealing with this again. You know, my oldest, you know, I never had to worry about her getting pregnant or, you know, any of that kind of stuff because she's a lesbian. So it's like, I can do that. You know, that's easy. Go have fun. Go have fun. I don't have to worry about you making me a grandpa before I'm 40. That's fine. However, my 10-year-old who's right upstairs, I worry about that one. I worry about this one because she crazy.
Hey, she take out that dad.
That's the problem. That's the problem. Nobody should aspire to be anything like me in any way, shape, or form. I am rude. I am crude. I am comedically, you know, all the time. I can never be serious for more than 5 minutes without cracking some type of joke. You know,
that's the beauty of it.
Don't be like me, kids. And if you are a kid listening to this show, turn it off. Why are you listening to me? If one of my 40,000 people, you know, that I listen to me on a daily basis is under the age of 18, turn me off. I will take the hit in viewership or listenership. No, but in all seriousness, CJ, I've had a good time with you tonight, man. I enjoy these conversations to where we can just be real and raw and have a good time.
Yeah.
You know, promote your product a little bit, but then just kind of be, you know, human beings for a little bit and just have some fun and talk.
Fun.
So
yeah,
that was the whole idea of the show. So I appreciate that.
Like I said, I'm glad, you know, you invited me on the show. I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
thanks.
Absolutely. Hey, no problem, man. You like I said, you take care of that new baby. Take care of your girl and enjoy your Thanksgiving this week, man.
All right, you do the same.
All right, man. Have a good one.
All right, you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, guys, and that's the end of the show. Come back tomorrow, 8 p.m. East, 5 p.m. West for another edition of Suck It Podcast. And we'll kind of lead you into your Thanksgiving right. But until then, stay happy, stay healthy, and as always, stay fucking heavy. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.
Peace.